Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another recap. You're gonna be in for a treat because Magician Mirza is back creating magic on the board, getting a win out of nowhere, literally out of nowhere. So I felt that I was winning the whole game. I thought that I got a pawn out of the opening and that I was just I never thought I was worse. I thought maybe she had some compensation, but it was never going to amount to anything. And even if it did, it would require perfect play. And I thought that if I held on to the pawns, that um, it would be fine because eventually I would win the endgame. But as it turns out, I'm actually completely lost out of the opening. So let's see where we went wrong and how we just I don't know, bluffed. It wasn't even a bluff because I was so convinced. I just had so much confidence in myself. And it's weird because I thought I was so confident, so she must be worried. But actually, now that I've heard everyone say how like lost I was and how terrible my position was, she was probably feeling confident because she probably understood that she was winning. So uh, before we get into what happened in the game, I'll talk about my prep a bit. So I prepared against the delayed Alpin, which she always plays against Sicilian. She actually only had like maybe two or three Sicilian games, and she's always played c3. So I played something that I never play, which is knight c6 here because I was actually expecting her to go into the just delayed Alpin. But then she played d4. She never goes into the open Sicilian. So now I'm left with this knight on c6 and have to figure out how to transpose into something that I'm familiar with. So she took, and which is normal. And then I played e6. So usually I don't have my knight here. I just have my pawn on a6 and then I'll just go queen c7. But with the knight here, it's just slightly different because I don't have the same threats on the knight on c3 when I go to b4. And you'll see that actually my plans were just not correct. So apparently, David was saying, who is on the open team, that she just played a really sharp line and that if I want to be okay out of the opening, I should actually play some really accurate lines, which was not the case. So she developed her bishop, bishop e3. I was familiar with this. I've been playing against this before. And then queen f3. So I'll just show you how wrong my thinking is. But I've played against people who have played queen f3 before, and then they'll go queen g3. So I was like, oh no, she wants to trade queens early. That's so bad. I want to keep the queens on. But actually, she wants to castle queenside and just create an attack. So she doesn't even want to trade queens. So I developed my knight. She castled, and I've actually never had this position before. So I've never played against this in my life. I wasn't sure what the plans were. So I guess my candidate moves might be b5, bishop b4, which is what I played. And oh yeah, and knight e5. So I considered knight e5. I thought that after knight e5, she'll play queen g3. My knight is pinned, and then f4 is coming, and I really didn't like this position. After this, I thought, okay, maybe I can play b5, but I didn't really like how this looked. And actually, I actually stopped thinking after this because I thought, I don't really know. Should I bring my knight to c4? Should I go here? Should I go to g6? Should I go back to c6? But David was telling me that actually this is the main move, knight to g4. They'll move the bishop, and then I'll go like this. And wait, is this just winning a pawn here? Oh no, yeah. So the knight goes to a4. Oh yeah, sorry. It's obviously not winning a pawn because my knight is hanging as well. So anyway, this is, I guess, main line theory. I'm not looking at the openings book, so I'm not 100% sure if it is, but I'll trust him. So that's why I didn't play knight e5. I just didn't think it was doing not that it wasn't doing much. I would just pin myself after queen g3. So I played bishop b4. I spent 2 minutes, I guess, thinking about this, and then b5. But I thought, well, bishop b4 develops the bishop, and then I also will castle. So I get two things in one, and then also I'm threatening to take this knight. So here she took my knight on c6, which was I was actually hoping for this, because I thought, like, everything that I calculated happened on the board. So really, my calculation is just incorrect. My evaluation is just incorrect, because usually I do take with the pawn and then I use the b file, and then you can attack like this. But here I thought I win a pawn. So after I take with the queen, I'm threatening to take the knight and then take on e4. And I don't think there's any way that she can defend it. But apparently this pawn is just not that good, because I have to give away this dark square bishop, and my dark squares are really weak. So she played bishop d4, and in order to win this pawn, I have to give away my bishop. So all of this I calculated, and I thought that this was fine. Queen back. She played queen h4. So here there are some tactics. So if she takes... Okay, I mean, this is not good. If she takes my knight, I'll take her queen, take, and then I'm still pawn up. So that's not good. And if she plays queen g3... wait, I just want to show you earlier. There were some other lines, like if she takes... sorry, after bishop here, yeah. Okay, this doesn't work, because I can just take back with the bishop, and... oh yeah, if she takes with the queen... I was planning on taking her queen. She takes with the bishop. I take this pawn, threatening a fork, and then she can take here. But if I take the pawn now, I think this is losing, because my knight is going to be trapped, so she can just play something like this. And I can't get my knight. Oh, or, sorry, even better, she can actually just play bishop back. So I can't play this line, so I have to play like rook g8, and then I thought that this was fine for me. I have the center pawn, the two center pawns, I guess. But we didn't go this way, so she took with the bishop, queen takes on e4. And now we have this position, so I need to figure out what I'm doing with this bishop. So I was thinking of d5. But what did I not like about this? Oh yeah, I didn't like that. Actually, I think she just gets... she can just play bishop here. And then she doesn't let me castle. And if I castle as well... I also didn't like this position, because I felt like she just... Oh, wait. What's the... Oh, sorry. Yes, of course. Sorry. I actually did see this. My queen is just trapped. So bishop here, if I take... Sorry, not that it's trapped, but there's mating attack. So here, and then queen takes h7. So it's just going to be game over. If I give a check, she can just take and then take my knight. So actually, I'm in a very messy position. I can't castle. So I thought knight e4 was actually a good escape, because I'm threatening to play queen g5, trade off queens. I'm also threatening the bishop on c3. And I thought that after bishop d3, I'll just go f5, and if she takes it, I'll just take, and then I'll have a solid center. I'll play d5 and then bring my bishop to d7, and then I'll castle. And I thought that, well, I'm just a pawn up and I have a great center. Again, wrong thinking, because this is actually completely winning for white. It's already +2, but it can get worse. So here she can just attack the pawn. If I defend it, she has this excellent move, f3, and everything is just crumbling. If the g file opens, like, it's just such an awful position for black. My dark squares are really weak. But I just felt so confident. So she didn't play bishop d3. She took on g7, which I was actually happy about, because I thought, well, I'm not a pawn up anymore, but I have the two central pawns again, which are just good. So she sacrificed bishop, I took her bishop, and then she took the knight back, and then I played f5. Um, I will admit that actually I was planning on playing d5, but I forgot. I just didn't see that the rook can take here because the pawn is pinned. So I played f5, yeah, not realizing that because I was planning on playing d5, so I just miscalculated earlier in the line when I played knight to e4. So I played f5. She moved her queen back, and now I castled. You can see from the eval bar that this is just a terrible position for black. But again, the most important thing in a game is to believe in yourself. If you can believe in your position, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's winning, really, because your energy can really decide how the game goes. So she played f4. This is an excellent move. I also missed this move. So she just fixes my pawns on light squares. She doesn't let me get e5 at any point. She locks in my bishop further. I can't, I want to place to have my pawns in a line like this, but I'll end up just having a backwards pawn. So that's what happened. So I played d5 because I really need to get this bishop out. And then she played this really quickly. Like, she spent like 1 minute. So this felt really odd. c4, I thought that she just missed that I have queen c7, but actually I missed that she has queen c3. So we both missed, I think, each other's moves, because I assume she just thought that she'll have such a great bishop and just an attack on e6. I don't even think, I don't think I should take, so actually I should just play bishop to d7 and give up the pawn. So if she takes, I end up having the c file, and if I take back, I guess we can go down this, but I think I have some compensation because now I'm playing finally, and my bishop is breathing and is alive. This is just like my second round game where I didn't move these two pieces at all. So after c4, I actually took pretty quickly. I spent like 3 minutes. I took it. She took with the bishop. So she's starting to take my pawn. And I played queen c7, pinning the bishop. Here, white actually has an excellent move, queen g3. So if she gives this check first, and then if I go to h8, she can play queen c3 check, and I don't end up getting... this is just lost because I lose my queen. So there's a nice discovered attack here. So here I have to play queen to g7, and now she can just trade, and I don't end up getting this pawn on f4. So this way you need to look at forcing moves, and both of us missed it. I'm quite surprised she missed it though, because she actually played queen c3 pretty quickly, but queen g3, queen c3 makes a big difference. So she played queen c3. Now I get a free pawn. So I got this pawn with check. She has to move the king. Well, she doesn't have to move the king, but it's not good to, pin yourself. So king to b1 is the most obvious move. And here I played b5, kicking the bishop. I desperately want to play bishop b7, but it doesn't work because it's just tied down to the e6 pawn. And now, since I missed the rook lift in the second round, I had to bring a rook lift into this one to redeem myself. So rook a7. Now I want to play rook to c7. But it's also just useful to have the rook on the 7th rank anyways. So she played rook d4 here, attacking my queen. I moved out of the way. Maybe I had a better move with the queen. I'm actually not... Oh yeah, queen c7. So I was initially planning on playing queen c7, but I thought that she would just move away, and then she would just have rook c1 with tempo, and I also didn't want to block my rook, so that's the main reason why I didn't play queen c7, is because I wanted to bring my rook into the game. So queen g5. Um, she brought her rook to c1. So she's looking at maybe some kinds of sacrifices here, taking the bishop and then taking the pawn on e6, which was possible the whole game. Like, not possible, but I was trying to make sure that doesn't happen the whole game. So I played queen f6, defending the pawn, I guess, again. And also controlling this diagonal, which can be a bit dangerous because I want to bring my king to h8 because I want to push my pawn since it's pinned. And the only way to do that is if I move my king, but I don't want to put my king on the same diagonal as this queen. So she played queen e3, putting pressure here, and then also looking at this rook on a7. So I moved the rook out of the way, protected the pawn. Here she's pinning my pawn again, just putting pressure there. And yeah, this is where maybe it went a little bit wrong. So here I actually have an opportunity maybe to move my bishop. So I can play bishop to b7. Wait, I think this is just losing the pawn though. Oh, sorry, no, I actually have this. Oh wait, no, that's check. Wait, so what's the right move? Oh, I just have to play king h8. Okay, I was never going to do this, so I considered bishop b7, but I saw I lose a pawn, so I'm not going to play that. And then if I play bishop d7, then I lose the a pawn, so I didn't want to do that either. So here I played king f7. Genius move, because I wanted to defend the pawn, but actually my king is quite vulnerable here, I think. So she played a really nice move, queen to h. Oh, not yet, but afterwards she'll play a nice move. Rook f1 is also nice because if she has another attacker here, which she will get in the next move, she's threatening to take my pawn, and if I take with the queen, she can take, she can take back with the queen, and I can't take with the pawn because it's pinned, so I actually lose the queen. So she's also threatening to take on h7, so I actually moved back to g7, defending the pawn and removing myself from, from this pin. And she played rook e1. I guess putting pressure back on this pawn. I brought my king back to h8. And here, okay, so here she played queen e3. This is where she went wrong. But I think there are some, earlier I think there is, oh yeah, this is what I was calculating. So if she takes my pawn now, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not in this line. Or maybe she can take this pawn. So if she takes here, no, I just take back. Wait, what was I calculating? So if she takes this, I take. Oh yeah, this is what I was looking at. She takes my rook and I take, and then she goes here. And I thought we get into this endgame, and I wasn't quite sure how this looks. If she plays king here, then I'll just win her g2 pawn. So I'm not sure if I'm winning this king and pawn endgame. Oh, this is actually a dead draw. So this is a dead draw. I thought maybe my king was a bit more active, but I don't think I can win this. So here, instead of taking the bishop, I should just play rook here, and now she can't block with the rook, so she has to bring her king in, and then I can go here, and now I can win the pawn. So I guess maybe king here, and now I can take. So that's how the line could go, but I thought this could happen. So she played rook e1. I moved my king back, and here she missed that I can take on g2. So she's threatening to take my pawn on e6 now because she has 1, 2, 3 attackers, and oh wait, is she threatening to take? No, sorry, she has 4 attackers. She has 2 rooks, queen, and bishop, and I only have queen, bishop, and rook. So I should play rook e8. Not that I should play rook e8, but rook e8 is the only rook e8 or rook g6 are moves to defend the pawn. So if I didn't have this, then I should have just played rook e8. But rook g2 is actually threatening checkmate. So I think she just missed that. And here she played rook e2. So If I can trade pieces, then this is great because I'm just 2 pawns up. Okay, again, I'm really not helping myself with this king. So king g7. I thought, oh yeah, I just wanted to defend against rook d8. That's why I played king g7. But here I can actually move the bishop. So if I play bishop d7, I was worried about rook takes a6, but bishop d7 is the right move to just breathe a little bit. But I thought that there's no need to give up another pawn. Not another one, but just to give up a pawn in general. I know I haven't moved this bishop at all the whole game, but it's defending both my pawns, so it's actually quite useful, and I didn't even need to waste a move to move it. So king g7. She played a3. I think she didn't really know what to do. I was just waiting, to be honest. I thought eventually I will be able to push a pawn and then it will just, get too much. I was a bit worried though. So here, okay, so here actually I spent the majority of my time, but I was considering f4, and then I was worried about this this light square diagonal. So e6 I'm defended. h7 might be a little bit more annoying to defend, and I just didn't want to give her some more counterplay. So queen g6, it's actually not threatening anything. I just started not panicking, but I was thinking too much, and I thought, well, I just need to make a waiting move, and I thought that I'll bring the queen to e8 because I want to push e5, but the pawn is pinned to my queen. So if I play queen g6 and I bring my queen to e8, it's still defending the pawn, and then I can start pushing it. So she gave a check. I moved my king. Oh, that's a nice exclam move, but feels like it's kind of the only move because queen here. I guess this actually works as well. Yeah, I thought that she would just go check, and then she has a nicer maybe version of this. So king f7 back. She moved her king as well. I now offered a queen trade. So the difference is that if she plays queen g3, it's not with check, so I get an extra move. So she attacked my bishop. Again, I should have just moved my bishop. I should have just played bishop to d7 and lose this pawn, but at least I can breathe a bit here. And then bishop e8 apparently is the best move, I guess, to activate my rook, because my bishop is in the way, but I would have never played bishop e8. And I just didn't want to give away the pawn. So here I played rook to e8, defending my bishop, passive as, yeah, as like keeping the game streak. And here she played bishop d5. So how much time? Yeah, she spent 1 minute on this. I guess it looks like a fancy move. I can't take it because it's pinned, but there's too many things going on. Like there's so many pins after queen e5. So I'm attacking the rook. I'm also attacking the bishop. Now I can take it. It's pinned to the queen. There's too many. It's too messy. So it's fancy, but it's not threatening anything. If it was threatening something, then and maybe queen e5 might have not worked. But with these kinds of moves, if something looks good just to be pretty and it's not doing anything, usually it's not worth it. So yeah, that was, she just resigned after this. She put her hand down. I was like, oh, okay. And I didn't, like, even though I didn't really feel, I actually did, okay. Even though I didn't feel like I was losing, I did feel quite stressed during the game. I felt a lot of pressure, and I was just, like, really worried to lose. I just didn't want to lose, even though I didn't think that she had a better position. I just didn't want to mess up, so I didn't want to make any mistakes. And I didn't realize how tense I was, because afterwards when she gave her hand, like, I was concentrating the whole game. I was trying so hard to just, like, find a way to convert. Afterwards I almost started crying because I was like, oh my god, it's over, like, thank god it's over. And I still couldn't believe it that it was finished, but there were so many, I think I was just under so much pressure and tension, and I didn't even realize. So Lara finished earlier and she had lost, so we really needed two more wins. So it wasn't enough that I won. Tasha unfortunately lost and Trisha drew, but Trisha's position was quite tough. She definitely had a better position out of the opening, but it got too equal, I think. And yeah, then she was a pawn down and she had the bishop here. I'm not so sure about the end game if she has chances there, but she did her best, and we unfortunately lost the team round, which is not great. But tomorrow is another day, and then we have the rest day, and we can just start fresh. So I think we're all really exhausted. Like, I'm really feeling it. Tomorrow, I don't know if I could go on longer than tomorrow because, yeah, um, it's just exhausting because we have no time for anything. We wake up, get breakfast, then the rounds are up at 10, the board pairings. We prepare until the game. We leave at 1:50. We have to get lunch before that at 1, maybe 1:10. And then we go to the game. We come back at, right now it's 8:30. I'm going to go eat and then sleep. So there's no time for anything. But I'm gonna go have food. Thank you so much for all your support. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another recap. See you later. Thanks for watching.